Closing in on 200 laps, 40% distance in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing for Martinsville, built by the Home Depot. Denny Hamlin, the race leader. Hamlin's been out front for 42 laps as Eric Almirola has another right front tire go flat. This is his second unscheduled stop.
Yeah.
Now we're getting confirmation that this is not the tire actually going flat on the tread, that they are cooking the beads that we were talking about with Jeff Hammond a while ago. But if you notice, it's normally cars that are running at the back of the pack that maybe have handling issues because you'll use more brake when your car's not driving good.
Yeah, and if you notice, it's a right front. And that was one of my points about I don't know how they pack all that stuff inside that wheel. There's no room in there for air. I mean, those things are just packed in there as tight as you can get them. It just holds that heat in there and cooks the tire.
Remember the old playground game? Well, they still play it. It's an old game, but they still play it. Dodgeball. Watch the 24 of Jeff Gordon as two of these cars that had tire problems try to get down to pit road. The black car on the outside, Elliott Sadler, cuts right in front of Jeff Gordon to try to get to the one and only entrance to pit road at turn 3. And then not long after, here comes Gordon again as Joey Logano needs to get to pit road right in front of Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, I was looking where Jeff Gordon was when Eric Almirola was trying to get there, but he wasn't nowhere near him.
And in both cases, Kurt Busch gave Gordon enough room to get slowed up, and they still run just about a car length or two apart.
Just saw David Gilliland in the 71 car. That's a car that had a right front issue earlier, and he may have another one on that car.
You know,
two for Almirola, two for Gilliland.
Another thing that's adding to this problem to some degree, the rubber is starting to build up in the middle of the turns here. It's what I call the Martinsville rash. It just kind of bumps rubber, big clods of rubber build up, and that's what all that right in there is. And when your car hits that, it slips. But it'll actually make the car slide to right front. If you've already got that thing hot and cooking, you slide it across those bumps, it blows it out.
I've been watching Juan Pablo Montoya, who, as we mentioned, 7 Formula One wins. Now he's a NASCAR regular. But watch his line, Darrell. He's adopted a classic road race line. Late entry into the corner, late apex, and he's still staying just ahead of Labonte as Kyle Busch is up to the wall in turn 1.
Keep corner. Watch this 11.
I don't think he hit it.
No, he didn't.
Get what you can.
He didn't hit the wall, but he almost got run over.
Be ready, boys.
And he's shredded to right front.
I just think all that brake heat is, I mean, obviously that's what we're having issues with here.
Now, Kyle was really having to step it up because his teammate, Denny Hamlin, was not that far behind him from putting him a lap down. You can see right there the car just goes straight. That's about as close as you can come to hitting the wall, but not actually hit it.
And of course, here at Martinsville, we don't, on a short track like this, we don't run an interliner. So you, when you cut a tire down, you're right down on the rim.
He got a few wheel marks on the right side, but I don't believe he scraped the wall there.
Sure doesn't look like it. The right front looks pretty good.
They're going to go ahead and take the time to go ahead and put 4 tires and fill that thing up with fuel.
He's going to go at least 2 and maybe 3 laps down total.
What these cars that are having these problems, what they would hope is maybe it'll go a long green run here and the green flag stops will cycle through.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by FedEx Racing. We understand every day is race day. By Toyota, moving forward. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Denny Hamlin leads Tony Stewart by 1.1 seconds. Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, and now Carl Edwards has moved up into the top 5. We've completed 215 laps. Beginning April 11th, Fox Saturday Baseball returns. Red Sox take on the Angels, whose 22-5 record this spring leads the Cactus League and Major League Baseball. Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, or you'll see the Twins battle the White Sox or the Astros against the Cards. Great matchups in high definition, only on Fox. Check your local listings for the game and start time in your area.
Here's a guy right here that's been coming to the front. I mean, just quietly and slowly picking them off one at a time. That's 99 car, Carl Edwards. He just got around Dale Jr. Carl's got a really good car right now on the long run. His car looks really good, and he's getting up off a corner straight. He's coming to the front.
Yeah, he started 5th by virtue of the way the field was set when qualifying got rained out. He fell out of the top 10 early, but has worked his way back in there.
Buddy, race that racetrack.
Now that's the only Ford in the top 10. The next one is Jamie McMurray in 15th. Right behind him, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Here's Matt.
Dale Jr. was 2nd last fall, Mike. Right now he currently runs in the 6th position. Dale Jr. says he needs a little bit more free feeling in the center of the corner without losing any of the forward bite. Just more information for Tony Eury Jr. to dissect on top of the pit box when they hit pit road the next time, what direction they want to go next. But currently making big headway on this 88 machine.
And that's a tightrope because you don't want to hurt that grip off the corner. That's what launches you down that straightaway. But as we've seen a lot of cars that are good, you've got to rotate and roll through the middle.
Yeah, that's probably the worst thing a crew chief could hear, because if you fix his complaint, it's going to create another one. So you got to look at the options here. What's the lesser of the evils?
Carl Edwards, the 99, he's going to pull to the inside of Kurt Busch in the 2. This would be a battle for 4th, but Kurt will fight back on the high side.
I think he'll let him go. Carl's car is really, really good right now. It's coming through the middle of the corner. He gets great forward bite right here up off the corner.
And on the right, the battle for 10th is Allmendinger and Rudeman. Continue their battle with Brian Vickers looking in, and behind Vickers, Jimmy Johnson.
You know, people ask me about David Rudeman and can he stay in the top 12. I have been so impressed with the job that he and his team are doing. He's sitting here, he just got knocked out of the top 10. Yeah, I think they can stay in the top 12. They're that good.
Seems to be running well at all types of racetracks. Brian Vickers in the 83, he's going to take that position away, and you can about bet that 48 car, they may have gotten off, but they will be a player, I think, before the day's out, Steve.
And Larry Mack, they are starting to make some progress. Jimmy restarted 25th way back on lap 95. They are saying that the car, Jimmy is saying the car's still a little bit tight, but Larry, they are making progress.
Catch up on some other folks as Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon battle for that 2nd spot. Gordon takes it back. Let's get word from Tony's pit. Krista?
Well, Mike, Tony Stewart says the key here is learning how to protect his car. He said it's a suit of armor, but here's the thing. You have to wear it gingerly. As much as it protects, you must be patient. Learning patience basically out of necessity. And isn't this quintessential Tony? He said he didn't want to be patient. He just learned he had to be.
And you learn the hard way sometimes here at Martinsville.
A few other stories we've been watching. Matt Kenseth still has not been able to get in the free pass position. He is still 1 lap down as a result of that pit road penalty. Kyle Busch had to come in for a flat tire. And our most recent winner on the tour, it remains 2 laps down after that. And Scott Speed is back on track after spinning into the turn 4 wall, but 71 laps down.
You know how come Tony Stewart has learned to be patient all of a sudden? He's starting to see the virtues of being patient versus owning a team and how much it costs to keep operating it.
We see teammates here. Clint Boyer in the 33. He just went by Kevin Harvick in the 29. And I think what we're seeing now, we're starting to see the handling go away on some cars because we've almost been going 100 laps. Is that what happened to the 29, Matt?
Absolutely, Larry Mack. His last report to his team was the car's a little loose on entry. It's tight rolling through the center. His biggest issue after that, though, he needs a lot more forward bite like so many other drivers. As we're reaching the halfway point of this race, you're hearing more and more guys having issue on exit.
One of those is Juan Montoya, who skated way up toward the turn 2 wall a lap ago. Now he's hung on the outside of Mayfield and Menard. And he's just lost the drive up off the corner. The car not making the transition in mid-corner from brake to throttle.
No, he's spinning the tires almost as he exits a corner. You can see the back end almost hung out like it's on dirt.
And he just lost a lap to our leader, Denny Hamlin. So right now, we have 24 cars on the lead lap. And that's the problem that Matt Kenseth has. Is you can see Denny Hamlin just keeps putting other cars a lap down.
Boy, I tell you one thing about Juan. When he gets in trouble, when he starts falling back and his car falls off a little bit, he gets a little bit aggressive.
Well, I said last week on Claire B. Lang's Sirius show after the race, Montoya for part of that race was a bull and Bristol was his China shop.
Still going to be out there. Still going to be outside.
I think McMurray would agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, Montoya has 4 starts here at Martinsville, and he's completed every single lap of those 4 races, but now he is 1 lap down in this race.
18 laps to halfway in the Goody's Fast Relief 500. Denny Hamlin took the lead, and he's done a great job of holding on to it so far.